Yo, what is going on, guys? Now, as you guys know, UFC 249 was meant to be Khabib versus Tony Ferguson for the lightweight championship in the main event, but as of the time recording this, there's currently no location for the event due to Brooklyn not wanting to sanction it because of the global pandemic, and it seems like Tony Ferguson is not happy about it over the last few days. He's called out Conor McGregor to fight him, but we know that's very likely not going to be the case. He's also trying to get Khabib to actually go through the fight if a location gets set, and today we're going to take a look at what he's been saying recently on social media and in interviews. He's been calling people out, and yeah, we're going to take a bit more of a deeper dive into this and how Tony is reacting to this whole situation. Welcome to the Champions Hub. If you go and enjoy this video today, be sure to drop a like on it. Also subscribe with those notifications on. We're a brand new channel, so every like and every subscriber really helps this thing grow. Now, after UFC 249 lost its location, which was meant to be in Brooklyn, but obviously due to the situation in New York, that is not going to be the case now. And after that happened, Khabib returned to his native Russia, and Russia is currently on lockdown, so of course he's had to pull out of the fight. Now, recently, McGregor and Ferguson have both called out Khabib over this. Now, Ferguson has actually called for Khabib to be stripped of the lightweight championship. In a recent interview, Tony Ferguson said, "Obviously, I was very upset and I feel more for everybody else that's actually going through some hard times. It's a little bit different, of course. I'm a little bit pissed. He had the opportunity to stay here. He was in Abu Dhabi. He had his chance to be able to come back before the borders were closed in Russia. He decided to go back to Russia. He did not finish his camp. The guy does not want to fight. He's scared. He's running. He should be stripped of the title. I'm more down to fight than anybody, anytime, anywhere, unless the circumstances are completely different. The fight's against Khabib. This is the guy. Everybody just wants this fight. I get what he wanted to do. Obviously, he's here. His family is back home in Russia. It is what you've got to do. But he had the opportunity and he did the exact same thing at UFC 209. He knew he wasn't cutting weight very good. He said it already that he was having a hard time cutting weight, focusing, doing everything else like that. To me, right there, he's running away. He ran away. He obviously knew what he could do to help save this card. He didn't want to take any of those chances. Everybody's taking risks. He bailed out. It's pretty hard to explain, but he bailed out. Now, also one thing to note is that Dana White knew that when Khabib returned to Russia that he would not be fighting in the event. He said it to everyone that Khabib versus Ferguson was going to be off. And it appears that it very well might be the case. Recently, Khabib, however, has said that if a location is set and he can get out of Russia, he will come and fight. But obviously, we don't know what's going on right now. But as you can see, Tony Ferguson is not happy about the fact that Khabib versus Ferguson has been cancelled once again. It has been cancelled 5 times. This event has been meant to take place for years now, and it is yet to happen. And Joe Rogan even called this fight a cursed fight. And it seems to be that way because every time this fight's meant to go down, something has always happened, whether it's injuries or any other circumstances, and the fight has always been called off. And many people have been a little bit concerned recently about Tony Ferguson, sort of how he's dealing with all this. But Conor McGregor's head coach, John Kavanagh, actually had some advice for Tony Ferguson. He said, "I think the answer to that would come down to finances a little bit. I would like to think that Tony doesn't have to fight to feed his family for the next 6 months. You always want to think about such a long-time professional like this, but I don't know his financial situation. But I would say that if I was his friend or whatever, that would be the only reason I would encourage him to do it. If he was saying, hey bro, I need to pay rent, I need to eat, maybe this fight is not till the end of the year, then I would say, yeah, of course, it's your job at the end of the day. They're frontline workers doing a lot more dangerous stuff than MMA fighters are doing, so hey, it's your job, go ahead and do your job. But I don't see why the UFC doesn't say, let's take April, May and June. That's a 3-month period and we're going to say that didn't happen. So April 18th becomes July 18th. In a weird way, you kind of press pause on the world for 3 months. And I think that's exactly what should happen. In a way, the whole world is currently just being paused. Obviously, everything is going on in the world. Nothing is happening in the world, rather. And everything is kind of just hit the pause button right now. And I think UFC should do the same. Obviously, in other sports as well, like WWE and AEW, they've been pressing ahead with their weekly shows. Obviously, WrestleMania is coming up this weekend, and it appears that even WWE are taking time off after WrestleMania more than likely. They're going to hit the pause button, I believe, for the first time ever in the history of the company, where they're not going to be running 52 weeks a year. And I think they're going to take a break until this is all over, because obviously as lockdown takes place and restrictions are put in, obviously just worrying about the competitive safety as well, it appears that obviously it makes sense just to put things on hold. It's not going to go anywhere. You can come back in a few months and sort of of just pick up where you left off. And I really think that Dana White and the UFC should do that and just turn July's event, which is already scheduled to take place, I believe Conor McGregor is fighting in it, just have that as UFC 249 and stick Khabib versus Ferguson on in July, if the July event even does take place. But what do you guys think? Do you think the UFC should put the 249 event on hold? Let us know in the comment section down below. And what do you think of Tony Ferguson and what he said recently? Let us know in the comment section. And if you've enjoyed this video today, want to see more stuff like this on the channel, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Also subscribe with those notifications on. We're a brand new channel, so every like and every subscriber really helps this grow. We hope you have an amazing day, and we'll see you guys in the next one.